For those just starting out, to those who built their reputation. In the detail industry, navigating the course is a daily grind. This is Play-by-Play with industry professionals tackling topics and offering tips to help improve your game plan. Now, here's your Play-by-Play.
All right, what's up, everybody?
What's up?
Our set looks a little different today. Much prettier, by the way.
Yeah. Where's Ryan?
Ryan had to go rescue his daughter from the school nurse.
Okay, so he's slacking.
He's slacking. Ryan's always slacking. But we got Madison today. She's our marketing director of Bayshore, our marketing company. She runs the show here. She's the brains, the back, the arms, the legs behind the operation, everything.
I can't do it without my cool team. We got a pretty badass team.
Y'all do. So. I mean, we really do. And it's exciting. And we're kind of throwing you to the wolves today, throwing you up here, but you always do it. You know, we did a podcast together at the boat show, and that was pretty brutal.
Well, I never really thought it was fair that Ryan got to do it every week. And
nice.
it was I never really got the opportunity. So,
is this a move? Is this a move for Ryan's seat?
Move over, Ryan.
I love it. I'm
coming in hot.
But not only do we have Madison on, we got our guest. We're going to have Markus Parsley and probably one of the youngest detailers on the scene, right?
I'm so excited.
Yeah, Gunner, his son, he's 3 years old, and
I love this kid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, you met Gunner, right?
Yeah, we met him at the boat show. He was very entertaining. He kept us entertained. Their booth was right across from ours.
Yeah.
So we spent a lot of our time just kind of watching him interact with the crowd. And
look, this is him on the polisher. I told you. He literally.
Look at that.
I mean, he knows how to run it. He knows how to set it up. Check that out. That's I mean, he's full fledged. So I've seen him. I met him a bunch of times, but up at the training facility that they have in Lexington, I mean, he's always there. And look at him turn that buffer up on the edge. He knows what he's doing. But you were mentioning the boat show, and but something funny kind of happened at the boat show during the awards or it was our VIP party, but a certain part of it, right?
Yeah. Well, there was a couple of things that happened during that.
Oh,
yeah. Well. Dustin mentioned on stage in front of the entire crowd that I dropped the ball on something.
Yeah.
And I didn't. So I got a little bit
upset.
Hurt.
Yeah.
I walked out to make a call, and it was assumed that I walked out of the dinner. Yeah. And so Dustin had to come after me, and
chased you down.
He chased me down, and he was like, I didn't mean it. But that wasn't the worst part.
What was the worst? How could that have not been the worst part? I mean,
because that's something I can get over, right?
Yeah.
That what stuck with me was I'm gonna make it right, and in my head I knew, oh no, this isn't good. So he proceeds to bring me back on stage, and apologizes to me in front of the room of 100+ people.
Yeah. Well, and in all honesty, it was not a jab. It was more like I was just joking around a little bit. But I think that you definitely took it personal.
Oh yeah.
But to me, it was like like it wasn't even a thing to me. It was just something to say.
Yeah. And I think I was like so drained and exhausted that I was like, he thinks I suck.
No. So, but anyways, Gunner was there.
Yes, he was.
He was infatuated with the candles and the tablecloths, right?
He was. He really liked the decorations that our team put together. Kind of went fishing through the marbles and blowing out the candles so we'd relight them. So he kept us on our toes. I will say that.
Yeah, he was fun. He's funny. He's full of personality. But we're gonna bring them on the show. We'll talk about them. But we also have our famous hacker hack coming up. Now this is Ryan's normally his segment, but we got a pretty cool one.
I'm interested.
Yeah, so it's basically soaping up some hose.
Was this Ryan's idea?
This was Ryan's idea. Did it come across funny?
Not really.
The delivery was way off. So now we're soaping up some hose today. No, in our hacker hack, definitely going to be doing that. But I'm sure Chris has got a video explaining all of that.
Let's do it. All right.
I know. So now, of course, we always want to have a little topic before we go right into our guest. And today we figured we would talk about how do you bring a son or daughter or relative into the business? How do you go about hiring your offspring?
Yeah.
And, how do you hire them? How do you pay them? What do you do? And so I figured we'd just talk a little bit about that. And I know you kind of have some experience. I don't know that you worked directly for your mom.
I did.
Did
you?
You?
Yeah.
Okay, so your mom was what? What'd she do?
So it started back when I was, really young. She's always been in marketing. And I grew up going to work with her, just kind of like Demi comes to work with you.
Yeah,
and so that's just what we knew.
Yep.
We moved out to Phoenix, Arizona for a while, and she worked for an all Spanish like magazine / phone book situation.
All Spanish?
Yes.
But she's not Spanish.
She's not.
Is that a thing? Like, is that the right thing?
Okay. Here's the catch.
Okay.
So she was the only person there that really spoke English fluently so that she could reach a whole other demographic.
Oh,
but
wow. Okay.
She did have to learn Spanish. And therefore, because I worked there, I had to learn Spanish.
Oh, nice.
Yes, I'm talking classes, Rosetta Stone
the full,
every night. Yes.
Well, that comes to help, I'm sure, because a very good friend of mine owns a Mexican restaurant. I like to call it my Mexican restaurant.
Hey, for real.
Okay, it's Madison's Mexican
I started
restaurant.
that place.
She did. But we like to go there very often. These chicks. I think someone's. That's it. I think someone sent him Madison a great pic. Oh Lord, I'll have to check that out. Thanks, Joe. But yeah, so I'm sure that came in handy.
Yeah.
When doing that, but just kind of tying it together. Were you paid for your work there, or was it more like, hey, you're just helping out?
I was. I mean, in the beginning, I wasn't. It was just kind of, honestly, it was a punishment for a while. And then as I got older, I wanted to get a car and I wanted to go to the mall, and so I was raised on you got to earn your money, right?
Sure.
So the easiest way, me being, underage, was come work for me.
And that brings up a great point. Our topic is to talk about how do you do this?
Yeah.
And so sometimes the lines are blurry. Now, I do know that the child labor laws have exceptions for your children. I know that the age requirement is lower, but you do have to still abide by the hourly wages and stuff. So we had Braden that worked with us in the summer times here. And, he would come in and work and we did when we talk about pay, I did something really creative for him. I would take and split his paycheck. So we paid him just like an employee.
Right.
He was an employee. And we would take I had his paycheck split and I put half into savings and half into a checking account. And our deal was, or is, that, whatever he saved up in his savings account when he turned 16, I would match to buy him a vehicle. So that's how we kind of got creative, and it made him, it incentivized him to want to come to work and want to learn.
Right.
So that's something, that we try. Now, Demi, on the other hand, Demi's already running the place. She's already given orders.
She's our boss.
Yeah.
She is.
Yeah.
I get a lot of them.
Yes.
So I understand that. And the one thing that I really enjoy kind of watching, even when Braden was here, and it's kind of the same situation with me and my mom growing up, was when you're at work, it's not parent child.
Right.
It is, I'm your boss.
Boss to employee.
And so I learned I had a great work ethic at a young age, and I'm
still do.
I'm very
right. See, that's what I do.
I'm really glad that she forced me to do that. Now I don't know if I could do it again, but I love my mom, but we're too competitive now.
I understand, and we had my dad on last week, and it kind of showed, you got to know your roles and where one starts and the other one, one stops and where the other one starts kind of thing, or else you can kind of step on toes and things like that. So it's definitely important to define those.
Yes.
But there are, like I said, there are exceptions when it comes to the child labor laws on how the age of which your kid can work. They reduce it down if they're your child. So that's really cool. And as far as roles and responsibilities, I think if you bring them into the company, you treat them like as if they were anyone else that you brought in. You don't have that, like you just said, that father-son, father-daughter, mom-daughter-son relationship. It is boss to employee, because you want them to have respect. You want them to have respect for, from the other staff.
Yeah.
And if like Braden never went to lunch with me, maybe once or twice, but he always went to lunch with the detail crew.
Exactly.
With the team, they would go, even like the little things. I wouldn't come out, if it was, if it was hot, cold, rainy, he was still out there.
Well, it's important for them to, for him to be one of them.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
it is. And like you said, get that respect. So just those are things to kind of keep in mind as you're thinking about employing, them. You want them to be a part of the team. You don't want to baby them up and shelter them. You want them to have the full experience, right?
Yeah, and even maybe starting them off at a lower level too. You don't want to draw them into that leadership role right away.
So when I was younger, I took over. I started building houses with my granddad, and literally to get this job. So first of all, I had another job that was better paying. I took a pay cut, and then also I worked for every subcontractor that he could hire me out to offset my paycheck. So brick mason, sheetrock, roof, concrete, gravel, whatever it is they were doing. If they needed help, he would hire me out to them, and he would get the check for the work, and then that would offset my paycheck. So, but it taught me how to do all the things, and it showed me that, okay, I need to pick something up here so I don't have to do this shit every day, right. So, I mean, it's important. So starting them out, learning all the facets of the business, not just come in here behind the desk and let me show you how to, look through the books. It's like, here's where the trash goes. Exactly. Make sure you make the rounds. Make sure you know how to wash the towels. Make sure you know how to fill the chemicals. Make sure you know how to run the polisher. Make sure you know how to do these things. And then if you graduate past that, we'll talk about the business side of things. And you may want to just go back out to the shop. Yeah. I know I do at times. All right, listen, that's enough talk. There's nobody that knows this better than our guest. So we go ahead and bring on Markus.
Let's do it.
Markus.
Hey, what's up, guys?
Look at him.
He just woke up. He was.
Oh my gosh.
He was spaced out.
No, that's awesome. Check him out. Like, I want to say, that's great.
Oh my god,
that's great.
That's how I looked when you told me that I was going to be on the podcast.
Right. That was Madison's look when we brought her on. So, all right, Markus. Everybody knows you pretty much. Introduce us to the little man.
This is Gunner.
Yeah.
He was. A lot of people say late in life you have accidents. I didn't have an accident. I had a blessing.
There you go. Love that.
Oh.
So something unique about him though is his middle name. What's his middle name?
Absolutely. My business mentor and my boss is Joe LaPalm.
Yes, sir.
And so Gunner's middle name is Joel.
Love that.
Oh, that's
I've always loved that. You didn't know that, did you?
No, I didn't.
Yeah. And it's pronounced Joel.
Uh-huh.
A lot of times folks see me and they'll see me and Joel button heads, going at it. And I'm like, look, at the end of the day, that's a family relationship.
Absolutely.
Right.
I understand my position. He'll tell me when.
Oh, of course.
When I vote the governor, but I remind people.
Yeah, he does that to all of us.
Yeah. Gunner's the man. He just woke up. He's had a busy few days. We've been down in Gatlinburg, Sevierville area, playing whatever he wanted. Yeah.
I saw that, man. Did y'all make it over to Dollywood?
No. Okay. I looked it up, and there was going to be like 5 things that he could do because
nothing. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of vertically challenged.
Mm-hmm.
So we're probably another year or 2 away from.
I've been that way my whole life.
Yeah.
I'm still waiting on my growth spurt.
Can you tell his eyes? He's like, okay, I'm on.
He's like, what am I doing here? Hey, what's up, Gunner? How you doing, buddy? Look at him. You know what? You know what he's mad about? He don't have a polisher in his hand.
Well, yeah, that was it. We've been here for the last hour and 15 minutes, and he's been Jones and the phone. Can I do it now? Can I do it now?
Oh, look.
Oh, look at it.
Yeah.
Wow. Well, Gunner seems to have a passion for detailing. Did he pick that up from you?
Honestly, playing with equipment and stuff, probably so. But I got to say, his mom is a neat freak. If you sat down, if you're sitting still longer than 5 minutes, you're going to be either in the trash or in the laundry. So,
if you're not kneeled down, you're going to be in the
Yeah. So, we're used to order and cleanliness and all that, and I don't know. He just loves the machines.
That's awesome.
So right away.
Yeah, he did, and I've been to numerous trainings up there that he's been there, and it's no. I mean, like this isn't a joke. Like he literally he drags the pads around, he drags the machine around. He wants to pilot. Like it's not a
look.
Yeah, I mean, he's into it. He's into it big time. But so a little funny thing that we know you like to dip tobacco. Have you ever gave Gunner a sample?
Yeah. So we
want to put you on the hot seat, by the way. Yeah.
Yeah, we went through that phase where I was getting scowled at by mom and beat by mom and grandmas and all that. And he would walk by if I had the can, and he'd get him a little dip. And it was he swallow it and just never got sick, nothing. And
wow.
What?
Yeah, so that went on for probably 6 or 7 months, and I started to get concerned myself. Because the idea is to break them, right?
Right.
So it breaks them, and then one day he loaded up. I mean, he got him a big old load. And that was it. Not in
buy him his own can or nothing.
Nah. You want some? Hey, Gunner, let's see.
I have a
dip? Are you awake? Hello. You want a dip? Yeah.
It didn't break him. Oh man. So I got broke when I was like maybe 16 or something. We were going. I was riding with in a truck with a bunch of dudes, and we were going somewhere. I don't even remember where. But they were dipping, and I'm like, here, I'll try one. And I'm in the back seat of this truck, and I remember like putting the dip in and like just doing the thing, but apparently I didn't spit enough or something.
Oh.
And so I swallowed it, and man, we pulled over to a gas station. I went and got so sick, man. It was disgusting. It was awful, and never again. That was the end of my dipping career.
I couldn't.
That's the extent of his dip. Now.
There you go. That's awesome.
Well, of course he's still in the phase of exploring, but what are your goals for him? Are there any chances he may be the next IGL rep?
Owner, perhaps.
There you go. There
okay.
You go. Love it.
Just like you guys were just talking about, I want him to be involved in all facets, ground up. And I want him to have a really good background, and then also I want that parchment hanging on the wall.
Absolutely.
He needs to understand what's involved on the business side.
Sure.
And whatever they want to do, I said it to all of them. Whatever career path they choose, that's fine. I am going to try to encourage him to maybe work a little more with what's up here versus my elbows are shot, my wrists are shot.
Wow.
Yeah, it's just you want them to experience it, you want them to learn it, and then be able to lean on it if they ever need to. But to be able to go, to grow past that is obviously the end goal, and I think that's true. And
right.
And you want them to have that experience and learn, and then say, okay, what where do I take this?
That's right.
Right.
Hey, yeah, you never know. It might be Gunner and Demi on this podcast.
Absolutely.
In like 15, 20 years.
Absolutely.
Look. How old is she?
She's 3.
Oh boy.
Oh
boy. Sorry, guys. No, we're friends, right? We're still friends, right?
Yeah. Yes, absolutely. But she's a heavy hitter, man. She don't play no games. She comes around the office, and I think she really thinks she runs the show.
She does.
She bosses Madison around pretty good.
Wow.
Yeah, Gunner will take over any chance he gets. If he shows up here, he'll rummage through the cabinets. He'll get everything down. He'll get his product. Is that your
that's his product.
Yeah.
I feel like y'all went over this, Marcus.
Yeah.
What is that?
Say it loud. Show him.
What is that, Gunner?
It polishes.
That's your polisher?
Oh.
I love it. That's awesome. That's all. Do you know how to turn it on? Show us how you turn it on.
Yep.
Yeah, that's right. That's the switch.
Yep.
And he literally, he can put it on he can put it on a car hood or vehicle and polish. He can. Yeah.
Wow.
It's incredible.
He can run a rotary.
Really? Well, we had a video clip. It looked like maybe a rotary or force rotator. I wasn't paying attention, but he had up on the edge, like he was literally with good force. Oh yeah, it was a rotary. What? It was a rotary. Yeah, it sure was. Yeah. I mean, that's incredible. Watch this. This is
my gosh.
For those of you that aren't watching that listen to the audio. I mean, he literally is picking this rotary polisher up. It's got a wool pad on it, and running it, and then turns it up on the edge, like spreading the compound around. This is incredible. Like, and a detailer, somebody that's not a detailer master, you don't really understand the technique difference. Like, someone like I know detailers that don't know how to run a polisher this good.
Yeah, well, we had that training event not too long ago at our shop, and so I recognized some of the stuff that he just did in the video that the trainer did.
It's proper technique.
I mean, incredible. That's awesome.
Looks. So I mean, and I guess you kind of work with him and coach him up.
No, listen. There's a guy down in Florida. He's got that titanium leg.
Yes. Yep.
Okay, so we got big screen TVs in my house.
Oh no, you what?
Dude, Mike Phillips.
Yep.
Is on every TV all the time. He's on a on Gunner's iPad, and he picked it up from that. And came in and just picked up a polisher and went to town. And what was really cool is Mike and the Auto Geek, when Mike was with Auto Geek, they stopped here. Stopped in for a day. Yeah.
He loved that, didn't he?
Wow.
Yeah. Mikey Phillips, right?
Yeah. That's awesome. That's awesome. Joe Kimball just commented and said that he wanted Gunner to come run his shop. So but before he goes that way, I'm actually in search of a shop manager too. So we may have to me and Joe may have to talk about things here. But listen, it's great getting to know Gunner, of course, but I want to talk a little bit about you. Marcus, we never really sat down and talked about like your backstory before detailing. And I know it was involved in the military. I know you were in the military. Can you kind of give us a summary? Like, what was your position there? Kind of your involvement in the military?
250. Yeah. He's on the way, Joe.
You're right. I don't want to get in this negotiation. Hang on.
I was involved in marine aviation. I was in the Marine Corps.
Okay.
Didn't start out that way, ended up that way.
Sure.
I thought the idea of being a bullet catcher or dodger wasn't the smartest thing in the world, and it didn't pay well on the outside.
Sure.
Unless you want to be a cop. And anyway, so no, I got involved with. I was what they called a. Most branches call it crew chief. We call them. Yeah. I don't even remember what we call them. So.
But you ran a team or a crew, is that?
Yeah. We had at any given time 12 aircraft.
Oh wow.
Yeah. Well, we always had 12 aircraft. We didn't always have 12 aircraft flying, but anywhere from the Persian Gulf to aircraft carriers to land-based in Japan, Korea, Philippines. Let you out of here? Okay.
Oh,
he's done.
He's ready to go to work. Yeah. Look, he ain't got time to do all this.
Yeah, but
okay, we'll go 275.
Right. But no, I got heavily involved in the corrosion control side, and then in the evenings, which obviously paint and back then, the paint they started introducing CARC paint, chemical agent resistant coatings, and I got. There was always what do they call them things? Hobby shops.
Okay.
So it was outfitted with everything you ever needed. You go there and you can hot rod your car, you can paint your car, you can buff, polish, whatever it is you want to do.
Really?
And they always had somebody there to guide you, and I was always a part of that. And that kind of drove the crutch or the fallback on it in between jobs when I can't get along with somebody when I first got out of the service,
Sure.
I can always go polish on a car because I know how to do that or whatever the case was. And then went to a car show and saw a car that was coated up. And I mean like retarded coated.
Yeah.
Overdone. And I looked at it and got to talking with the guy, and he explained to me what that was. And I said, wait, that's a clear version of what I've been doing for the last umpteen years,
Sure.
And so I picked up with that company, got fooling with it a little bit, and I always liked heavy equipment, aircraft carriers, whatever, and heavy equipment here on the outside world too. And one thing led to another. Anyway, I got totally fed up with coating companies. Okay, and everybody can look. Let's face it. The last 4 or 5 years, up until about COVID, things started settling out a little bit. But
sure, yeah.
Before that, it was dog eat dog, and
it was
just horrible. So anyway, got to talking to folks about industrial coatings. Something I had a good background in, and just couldn't seem to get anywhere. People wouldn't listen. Trying to tell people that this is not a game; it's dangerous stuff.
Sure.
They put it in a 30 or 50 ml bottle, and that makes it safer.
Right.
Not. But but it is, but it isn't, right? But anyway, still, like I said, I just got fed up with the coating companies, and I don't think it was anybody being arrogant on one end or the other. I think it was miscommunication.
Sure.
And the I'll call him that, the great communicator came along, and dropped me a Kenzo kit in the mail.
Really? So that's how he roped you in.
Just literally out of left field.
Yeah.
Literally out of left field. It was neat though. He didn't push. He didn't pry. He told me what their vision was and what they were looking at, and came. He laid it right out on the table. This is what we're wanting to do, or would you be willing to step in and kind of pilot that ship, if you will? And I was.
IGL was newer, or maybe newer to Joel for sure, but it was it was up and coming, right? Yeah. So you kind of took a chance with them and said, "Hey, let's grow this thing together." Yeah.
It was in the early days of IGL coatings.
Hey, Mom.
What, buddy?
I need a little project right there.
You need a little project? There you go.
Look at that. Need some compound. Yeah, that's great.
Tell Brandon will get you some compound.
Detail Billy says, "What's up, Marcus?" Detail Billy said, "Hey, he's headed out to another training." So,
yeah, that thing in Indy.
Yeah. So they got a all-star lineup headed out that way. So that'll be a good one.
Yeah, it was really neat, because IGL had just really started coming along. They were the little engine that could. They got laughed at SEMA.
Sure.
I mean,
we can relate.
Yeah.
We've been the little engine that could too.
Right. Yeah. But Joel, being the genius, he put the booth right before you went to the concessions or bathroom.
So you had to pass it.
You had to pass the booth. And this nut stood out there. We had the grossest, ugliest little bags. And he just puts them on both arms. And, they give you these ornate bags and they fill them full of stuff. We had these chintzy looking little, and Joel says, that's why would you want to act that way? And he started handing these bags out.
You're right.
To anybody and everybody, and approaching everyone. And I just watched, and I thought, this guy's a flipping genius. And he says, well, who cares if they walk around the corner and throw it on the ground? Now they got to see our bags all over the place, right?
That's right. That's exactly right.
By day 3, our booth, it was such a clog there. I remember calling home and saying, these folks have got something figured out. And
that's awesome.
Wow.
So, I agreed at that point to go ahead and toss my hat in the ring with them, if you will.
No, and that's, listen, if you've met Joel, you absolutely know what he's talking about. He does not meet a stranger. He is an excellent communicator and just a kind of a blender of the industry, bringing everybody together, helping lead that, the force on making this thing, the industry more tight knit and everybody working together. Of course, he'll let you know when you're wrong quickly. And then there's respect for that. Some people won't say anything, but then just, shun your tree. Joel will let you know quick. But that's the way it's supposed to be. But, one question that we want to talk about a little bit, because, we have a lot of newer detailers that listen to our show. What would be, and I'm going to steal your question here, what would be one of the biggest mistakes you think that people starting out do, Marcus?
The first thing I see is that they don't have a foundation.
Mm-hmm.
They don't have a business foundation. I'm not talking about being savvy in business. I'm talking about they're not licensed. They're not insured. They're
sure.
not. And this is part of our training program too. You know, I get it. I understand the need to go out and hustle up a dollar.
Mm-hmm.
But as quick as you take that dollar for, you hear the boat?
Yeah. That's hilarious.
He's staring me down like, I wanted to go eat earlier. You're not taking
Yeah. We don't have time for this podcast. We got to go.
Yeah, stop for a minute. Just for a minute. These guys have got a certain amount of time. We got to do
this. This is like the boat show. I'm having flashbacks.
This is awesome.
Yeah. Listen, it wouldn't be a family show without that.
100%. You know, and I watch. We'll get back on that topic, but I watch so many people put their children in this little mold, right? In this little box, especially at that age. They're trying to put them in this little mold. Oh, I don't want him doing that, or I don't want him doing this. Well, if it's not going to kill them or maim them, let them experiment.
Yep.
You know,
absolutely.
100%. I got scolded by a friend, and through a loving thing, and she was scolding Gunner for still using a pacifier. As she lights a cigarette.
Right.
Right. Let them be kids, because I tell you something, Dustin, they
grow up quick.
You know, dude, it's too fast.
You know,
this weekend, I spent more time choking back tears than anything. Yeah, it's.
You know, I've heard this thing, and I've been hearing it. It's kind of been this, you know, in my morning training, I'm listening to some stuff, and it really kind of speaks to that. And it's talking about the size of an oak tree. And if you take the seed and you plant it in like a 5-gallon bucket, that tree will never get to grow as tall as it is. It's in like, it will only grow to its surroundings, right? It won't grow any faster. It can't be, 80 feet tall. Okay. Well, the same thing with people, and we're so boxed in, and we're so put, you got to be in this box, and you can't be this, or you can't be that. And we become, we're never allowed to become what we were truly meant to be. And I think that Marcus has gotten, hit the nail on the head with, let them do it, man. Let them experience it. Let them mess up. How else do you learn? Stop putting the cap on everything.
Yeah. Yeah. It's well, we see it in our society right now.
Big time.
So much. People are owed something. They're entitled to something. And that's one thing mine have. Look, I'll give you the shirt off my back, but you're not entitled to it.
That's right.
Right.
I'll freely give it, but you're not entitled to it. If you try to come get it, there's a fight.
Yep.
Yeah.
But on the business end, Dustin, listen, it sounds simple, go get insurance, go get, register your business, stuff like that. The minute you take $1 for what you performed, you're now a professional.
Absolutely.
That's the definition, right? You've took money for
charging for a service. Yeah.
Charging for a service. And I think that's lost with a lot of our people, and then the willingness to grow and understand that, like this shop, there's 7 detail shops in our little town, and this one here flourishes. There's a nice Audi behind me. There's a Camaro sitting out there. There's a Corvette sitting right out off.
Sure.
The guy stays absolutely crammed up busy because they come for him.
Yep.
They don't come for all this green and black back here. That just happens to be what he puts on.
That's right.
By the way, this used to be my shop. It's not mine anymore. Brandon Tate owns his shop.
Yeah.
Just a little thing.
Wow.
But yeah, the ability to be willing to grow and
You're with the Corvette.
car. I don't think people are willing to learn anymore. They say they are. They say they want to network.
Well, until it gets hard.
Yeah.
Until they actually have to do something.
Until they have to sacrifice something. We pulled a card from Rennie, and that when people come to our training, they're on notice that they may be called back to perform or assist in a future training. And so
Sure.
we started doing that as well.
Nice.
And it's like amazing. That. Yeah, when you see the folks, how the gunner's over there with a spray, he's spraying down the Corvette.
We should have sent Chris up to just follow him around with the camera.
Know.
Like, you know how we do Chris at trainings? Like, you just follow him around.
In a day's time, he can get into more stuff than just a little bit.
Yeah. That's that no box mentality. That mug's everywhere.
Well, it's the same thing that they did it. They did a study with fleas and crickets, right? They put them in a jar.
And they can only jump so high. Yeah.
And then bump your head hard enough or enough times. And I just don't believe in that anymore.
No, I love that. I love it.
Mm-mm. I used to be that way,
Yeah.
As a Marine, as a Marine dependent,
Well, you're really conditioned that way, right?
Yeah. Your kids had to dress. They couldn't make a peep to speak when spoken to. Now I do believe in manners.
Yeah, respect.
The only beatings the boys ever got was when they disrespected mama. I flog them. Yeah. I flog them down. Yeah. Well, if I beat them once, and I mean beat them once for doing it, they don't get that constant mama thrashing that they,
right,
wouldn't chew for the rest of their life.
Oh, let me tell you, I don't know what hurts worse. Mama coming at you is brutal, man. It hurts your feelings too.
Yeah.
Daddy whoops you, like, oh, all right, man. Mama's mad is on.
My parents are when they ask me, so growing up, who were you more scared of? Mm-hmm. And my answer is always mom.
Oh, yours is mom for sure.
And my dad, he's like, I mean, for real? Yeah. Like, really? Why? Like, she's scary.
Your mom is tough.
She is tough.
Yeah, she's tough.
Mm-hmm.
Man. Well, I do have a question. As a rep for IGL, you're instrumental in training, and with the new age of detailers, when you go into a training, what is your hope that for these detailers when they leave?
Yeah.
Well, obviously we want the curriculum to kind of stick. We know that most of it won't. But we have bullet points that we hope that they walk away with. The other thing is that we really focus on folks taking their blinders off, throwing their prejudices out the way, right, and learning to network throughout the industry. The guy down the street, the guy down the street's not your enemy, right, by no means. If he is, you need to rethink what you're doing.
Absolutely. And that's something that, it just came natural to me. And when I came into the industry 10 years ago or 11 years ago, I don't even remember how long it's been now, maybe 12. Anyways, that was not welcome even in my market. And I've worked my ass off to make sure that I've, befriended and helped all the local detailers. And that kind of went over right into our software company where we befriended all the software. Like, man, we just get more out of that. We learn more, we experience more. Yes, they are our competition in a sense, but in reality, I mean, there's more cars and trucks than all of us can clean put together. So, like, are they really your competition?
Right.
But a couple things I want to talk about. One is your interesting attire. It always seems to be flip flops and shorts, Marcus. What's going on with that? I mean, that seems like down here at the beach kind of vibe.
Yeah, I got that from my dad.
Okay.
He was, like I said, he was a retired master sergeant. So, he beat all that structure and stuff into my head all those years. And I excelled extremely well in the Marine Corps by following his lead. Mm-hmm. And then he retired and moved off to Florida. And I went down there and I looked in his closet and he didn't own any long pants or, I mean, there might have been one pair of dress slacks in the corner and a pair of shoes.
Sure.
And so we went fishing that day and I got to talking to him and he said, boy, if you're not living, you're just waiting to die.
Ah,
I like that.
Love it.
And I said, yeah, but the shorts and stuff. And he said, well, it's just a constant reminder to take life.
Yeah.
Just a little bit easier, less serious. Yeah. Mm-hmm. Granted, you want to, we all want an empire. Where you going? Right? He's a pistol. It's and for me, listen, I put shoes on About an hour, and my I'm physically trying to get I'm trying to get him. Gunner doesn't wear shoes at all.
That's
He's
all.
Oh man,
and even in the wintertime. So when people look at me in the wintertime and say, "You understand it's 30 degrees outside," and I say, "Well, I'm in denial." Okay.
I do that too, though. I wear flip flops in the winter.
Do you really?
Yeah, it's just comfortable. I mean,
so I don't know. Flip flops like on the boat. I do, but I'm just, you know what? I'm more comfortable in tennis shoes, but I don't want to dress up. Like I'm sure, like
spend the money on a quality pair.
Really? Okay.
Yep.
All right. I'm gonna take your word for this. I'm gonna try it out.
Look, I'll show you. Just came back from Malaysia.
Yeah.
And
those are nice.
I had 2 pair of those.
Interesting color you chose.
Well, yeah. But this company here, they built this shoe for athletes after they get done beating their feet up all day.
oh,
No. Okay. Noted.
I like those.
Noted.
And everybody that has tried these on has run out and got them.
Did they sell them in the United States, or
Yes,
did you
sir.
buy them? Okay, so you bought them here. Got it.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah.
They're all over. Gosh, they'll be all over your Facebook later on.
yeah.
Good. Oh yeah, for sure.
Oh,
Desmond Crocs all day.
No,
Lord have mercy.
no,
I can't do it.
Not a Croc. That's just one big toe. It looks like one big nasty toe.
Dang, now I wish Ryan was here.
Yes, I'm so glad. Let's jank on Ryan.
Speaking of Ryan, he actually told me a little fun fact about you, and I just want to clarify this. Explain the black pepper covering the food.
Oh.
Do you use an absurd amount of black pepper?
You should see it. And I'm a pepper fan. I like pepper. You ain't got nothing on Marcus.
When I go to a restaurant, anytime I have gravy, I love the sensei. Grew up on soup, beans, and cornbread. Okay.
Yep.
And I would take the lid off and just pour it and use the whole.
Literally.
No.
Yeah. But I found that it clears out 2 essential pipes for me.
One being I'm guess the other one, yeah.
And the other one. And I've always done it. Not on all food,
Yeah.
It has to be certain foods, and then I drowned it. Yeah.
First time he came to the shop down here, he was doing a training, and he visited the Waffle House right up the street, and I saw a picture, and I'm like, and it's just covered. I mean, it's literally covered in pepper, and I'm like, holy shit, you can't be serious.
Yeah,
it's covered. Look, so we got to wrap it up, but I only want to mention one thing. SEMA's coming up, so we all gonna be partying together or what?
Yeah, yep. We've that's the plan. I've been told and instructed that we will have a good time.
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
What he say?
Right over. Come over and tell them.
Come here, talk to us.
You got to come on screen. Come over here.
We can't see you, buddy.
That's your polisher. Come get it. Yeah. You know what? He's going to do a demonstration video.
Oh.
That's what we were doing the last couple of weeks.
Yeah, right.
Was putting online training syllabus together.
Mm-hmm.
And Gunner's into that. He's watched, like I said, Mike. My wife knows awesome. Mike Phillips' voice better than mine.
Yeah, that's all he watches.
Yeah, and that's no exaggeration.
Sure.
As bad as I am with pepper,
he's that way. I think it's 100%. In the blood. I think the obsessive is in the blood.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
Yeah, I don't know if anybody watched any of our stuff from over yonder before I go.
Let's talk about it.
I'm gonna cheese up.
Do it. That's what this is about.
So this is one that's highly touted right now.
Yep.
On top. Are y'all coming?
Yes, I'll be there September 17th, I think. Is that right?
Yeah.
I think that's the right date. Yeah. It's
And then this one's really, really
what
cool.
Is that? Go ahead.
Armor.
Oh, okay. I haven't heard. Is this new?
This is new to the U.S. We're going to drop it here in the next few weeks.
Sweet.
I have it. Well, obviously I have it.
Yeah.
And then anybody that was watching our podcast from over there could have looked way up on the shelf and studied this little guy a little harder. There's a lot, and I'm gonna leave that there. They didn't want me to say anything.
You know that piques my interest heavily.
Behind us, and nobody commented about it. It was all over the shelf behind
us. And you know people were looking around trying to find. You know how they are. Like,
listen, set a polisher down on the floor the wrong way, and that's all they'll talk about. You know.
Yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I was doing instructional videos, putting on a suit and goggles and all that, to show people how to wear PPE. And somebody busted me because I had flip-flops on underneath. And I'm like, dude, it's an instruction. So I ran out. I didn't buy them. Joe LaPalm bought them for me. a pair of I don't know, Under Armour.
Yeah.
Under Armour shoes.
Uh-huh.
And I had to buy long pants. And everything. And I'm like, do these people not know it's 100 degrees and 100% humidity, 150% humidity over here? And I'm in this suit that don't breathe. I'm trying to make it underneath it,
Hey, I've gotta confess something real quick. You mentioned in these Under Armour shoes. And we were down in Mobile Tech together. We were all down there, and we went shoe shopping, right? Okay, and I ended up with a very interesting pair of shoes. What brand was that? It was
oh my God,
Skechers.
Yes.
Okay, so let me tell you what happened. Okay, so I go on stage with Joel, and we're talking, and the picture is taken by my team, and it's posted. Everybody in I got an office full of girls. There's like 20 women in there. They all have this conversation like, is Dustin wearing Skechers? Is Dustin wearing And apparently these are like not the coolest brand in the world. I'm sorry, Joe LaPalm, but you set me up. And so I got ragged. I mean, they were very comfortable shoes. I still have them, but I got ragged pretty good. I think it's more like they were shocked that I was wearing them. But I'm like, they were very comfortable.
I think we suggested you ceramic coating your Skechers.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure they did. Yeah, so not janking on anybody that wears them because I loved them, but my girls sure gave me a hard time.
That's the whole thing about our industry. It's fine to chase a trend and the next company, whatever, but whatever it is, whether it's a green and black brand or whatever color it is, whatever works for you, make $1 and support your neighbor that's making $1. I was talking to Mel Craig.
Yeah.
And we're talking about the competition amongst folks, and I said, look, I'm all about that. I do want to compete. You software companies should compete.
Absolutely.
To a reasonable professional level, kind of like football teams. You go down on the field on Sunday morning and you hash it out, and us fans sit out here and we spend our money because we want to see a good show. We want to see a good product, right?
Yep.
But if the teams are idiots and they're just causing issues and take your kids to that ball game for whatever reason, it doesn't take long. You don't have anybody in the stands.
That's right.
So you can stand there and be the biggest badass you want to be, but you're going to be standing there with no customers.
Yeah.
And so Mel and I, he's kind of become a friend by proxy. He was kind of an off-sort idol, if you will.
Oh yeah, for sure. Me too. Yeah, I feel the same way.
He's been around a long time, and
he has.
And it just everything's become so much more relaxed since we've taken a different tone to it. Like when our installers get all bent out of shape, well, this guy's going to run off and he's going to use so and so. Well,
that's good. Yeah.
Allow him. You think he's the only damn client out there? Yeah. You hit me with that thing, and we're going to
see if he'll jump on camera just for a second. Let us tell him by. Oh, Vandy said, "Hey, Madison." I don't know if you can see.
Hey, Miss Vandy.
All right, Gunner. Look, buddy, we've really enjoyed our time with you today. Are you going to be running that polisher again? I love it. I love the shirt. You going to?
I really big polish
Hey, look, I can't wait to see you. Hopefully, he'll be around on the 17th when we're up for the weekend. Hopefully, we'll get to see him.
We try to bring him up one day,
sure,
so he can say hello to the peoples.
Yeah,
His fan club training.
Yeah.
You gonna show
That's
him
awesome.
You gonna show him?
Okay. Well, look, man, we appreciate you as always. Thank you, Gunner. Thank you, buddy. We really enjoyed it. You sure know how to run that polisher.
Say bye. Give him a thumbs up.
Bye-bye.
Bye.
Can you give a thumbs up? Give me a thumbs up.
Thumbs up.
All right. Hey, thanks a lot, Marcus. We'll see you later, buddy. Thank y'all. All right, see ya. Well, look, again, I'm like the 4th or 5th coolest person in the room.
Oh my God.
Look, Gunner's got, I mean, like, you know,
he's
like,
so cool.
He is so cool. I mean, he's all over the place.
He's
You
so
hear him in the
cool.
background?
Yes, he's working.
There's no telling what he's doing. You think he's working? He's working.
He was definitely working. Well,
yeah, you got something special for us? What you got?
Chris, what time is it?
All right.
That's correct. Or hack.
But I think you just took Ryan's position.
I've been waiting
yes.
on being able to do this for so long. That felt good.
You nailed it. You nailed it. Way better than Ryan. Way better than Ryan.
Yeah.
So look, here's what we got today. This is normally Ryan's segment, but I'll jump in here and talk about it. Everybody loves a good foam cannon. Every detailer anyways. Well, sometimes you don't have the money to go buy one, so you're going to make your own. And we're talking about soaping up some hose here.
Oh.
No, and what we got, Chris is shooting our hacker hack. He's actually filling a water hose full of soap, puts the nozzle back on and starts spraying it. And look, it actually works, huh? Look at that. So no.
Are you-
Look, this is awesome. This is the true sacrifice right here. Oh. I can't. Chris is literally laying across the hood, getting foamed up. Well, which one was foamer? Oh, thumbs down. Okay, so Chris, those things. I mean, look, Hacker Hack just keeps getting better.
Love it.
Our guest in these in, he comes up with the ideas. I don't know where all they come from, but this is exactly what it is. But so I think we can definitely say that it worked. Now you got some mixture issues. Who knows if you're getting proper dilution.
Right.
Definitely didn't look as sudsy. Chris, I think it wasn't as near as sudsy, was it? But there is a situation.
I
right?
mean, when you need to, I guess.
Okay, let's set the stage here.
Okay.
You're in the middle of the woods. Okay. All you have is a car, a water hose, a thing of soap, and what the hell is the thing called? A nozzle, a sprayer.
Thanks, Chris.
You can absolutely put that soap in the hose, put that nozzle back on there, and start foaming the car. This hack is confirmed. You can do it. It works. It works.
That's right.
It works. So, guys, if you get in the bind, use it. Listen, that's going to do it for this episode of Play by Play. It's been awesome. Madison, you absolutely killed it. Next week, we're going to have Chris Giovanni on, and he is a good friend of mine. I cannot wait to talk to him, and it's going to be a great show. Maybe Ryan's back. Maybe not. Madison made a good play. We'll see you guys later. Peace.
Peace.